Shalom, shalom. Yahweh Basham, Yoshai Basham, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, GMS. Salutation to the hopeful elect scattered abroad, amongst the nations who look like the nations. Shalom. This is Banaya. This video I'm about to play is not for financial gain. It's just for education.
Mythology designed to produce a specific kind of person, a person who does not feel guilty, a person who does not feel accountable, a person who does not feel responsible for ever changing anything because they don't think they're doing anything wrong. They're taught that their ancestors were pioneers, their ancestors were explorers and builders of civilization, that they brought progress and democracy and enlightenment to the world. They hear about the Renaissance, they hear about the Industrial Revolution, they hear about the Age of Discovery, and so forth and so on. And not about enslavement, not about genocide, not about the destruction that their people are responsible for. They're not taught that their prosperity was built on unimaginable suffering. They're not taught that their systems of government, their financial empires, their very sense of national identity are all rooted in exploitation. They don't know about the crimes. They don't know the real legacy of their people, and so they don't change. They don't have to change because they don't even realize what they need to correct. You know, when we look at colonialism, for example, the history that's taught in Western schools is usually an abstraction. Colonization is framed as something that it just sort of happened a long time ago, you know, something that was maybe unfortunate, but it was inevitable, and ultimately it represented progress, and there were many beneficial things to come from it. Never mind the millions of Africans who died in the Congo Free State under King Leopold. Most white Americans have never heard of them. Never mind the Bengal famine of 1943 when millions of Indians starved to death due to British policies. They don't even know about it. The fact that the American police forces evolved from slave patrols, they don't know about that either. And they're not any more informed about the ongoing crimes, like the pillage of African resources today, the economic neocolonialism that keeps entire regions of the world impoverished, the exploitation of labor in the global south. These aren't relics of history. That's the present day reality of what your people are doing. But the story that the white people are told does not include those realities, or else it packages those realities deceitfully and dishonest. They package them dishonestly and deceitfully in the past just like they do now. The irony is that when they're confronted with the truth, many of these people will react defensively. You know, I didn't do that. That was in the past. Why should I feel guilty? But this reaction in and of itself reveals how little they're really understanding. It's not about guilt. It's about responsibility. You know, if a person inherits a stolen house, they may not have stolen it themselves, but they still live in it. And if they refuse to acknowledge where that house came from or how it came into their possession, if they insist that that house is rightfully theirs because the crime happened a long time ago, well, then they're complicit because the theft is ongoing. The crime never really stopped. So when people don't know their history, they cannot recognize when history is repeating itself and when history is actually just a continuum into the present.
Yes, that was a mouthful. So I will go into some scriptures. Alright. I'm going to Zechariah 11 and 5. I'll start at 4. Thus say Yahweh, my power, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, Blessed be Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Jeremiah 50 and 7. I start at 6. Jeremiah 50:6. My people hath been lost sheep. Their shepherd have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. All that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, We offend not, because they have sinned against Yahweh, the habitation of justice, even Yahweh, the hope of their fathers. 2. Jeremiah 2:3. Israel was holiness unto Yahweh, and the first fruit of his increase. All that devour him shall offend. Evil shall come upon them, said Yahweh. So all who have devoured us, from mountain to hills, from major nation to small nations, taking us and destroying us, they shall be devoured. they shall be destroyed, because it will come double unto them what they have done to us. Ezekiel 34:6. I start at 5. And they were scattered because there is no shepherd, and they became meat to all the beasts of the field when they were scattered. My sheep wandered through all the mountains and upon every high hill. Yea, my flock was scattered upon all the face of the earth, and none did search or seek after them. Therefore, you shepherds, hear the word of Yahweh. As I live, said Yahweh my power, surely because my flock become a prey, and my flock become meat to every beast of the field, because there was no shepherd, neither did my shepherd search for my flock, but the shepherd fed themselves and fed not my flock. Jeremiah 34:31. And ye, my flock, the flock of my pastor, are men, and I am your power, said Yahweh. Power. Shalom. Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. Rakakadash.